Hello, my name is Kindson, the application developer, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to make image slideshow using Macromedia Flash or Adobe Flash application. So we go ahead to start. Here on my desktop we have Macromedia Flash 8. You can always use any version that you have. The same procedure applies, and it opens up. So we go ahead and click on Flash Document. So here we have this space. Here is the stage where we are going to place the images and then create our slideshow. I would like to change the height to something lesser, let's say 200 pixels. So in this way I'm able to see the full length and height of my slide. So now I'm going to import the images I want to use for the slide. So File, Import to Stage. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to use images in the Windows directory. So you can always use it to follow along on this tutorial. Windows, Web, Wallpaper, and let's use a notcher. Let's use just the first three. 1, hold down the Control, 2 and 3. Open. And there we've imported 3 images to the stage. So I go ahead to reduce the sizes of the images to match the size of the stage. The stage size, you can see 550 by 200. And right now all the images are stacked on top of the other one. So I just select everything, Ctrl A on your keyboard to select everything, and you simply come to Modify, and you come to Timeline, and you distribute the layers. So here you can see in the layer area you have image 3, image 2 and image 1. So the 3 images now are in different layers. So I go ahead to delete layer 1 because we don't need it. Click on it and click on this trash can. It goes. So I want to change the sizes. So the first image, to select it, I click on the keyframe, because all these are frames, and here you have frame 1. Frame 1 contains the keyframe, and that is exactly the position of the image. So we have a height of 200 and a width of 550. So a width of 200 and a width of 550. You can see I change it here, and a height of 200, and that is just fine. And that is for image 1. I go ahead to click on for image 2. Sorry, the first one I did was image 3. The second one, image 2. You go ahead to change the width to 550, and then the height you change it to 200, and it's just there. So I go to the third one. I change the width to 550 and the height to 200. That's just fine. And you see they are stacked on top of each other. So I'm going to convert the images to symbols so that I'll be able to manipulate the colors and the brightness. So F8, convert to symbol. Let's call it symbol 3. That is for image 3. Okay. So you see the edges have just changed. So I click on the second one, but for now this is the first one, and being in layer 1, because this is image 3, being in layer 1, that is what displays. So I just go ahead, under this place we have this point here, it hides the image and on top, and displays the one below. So I go ahead to hide it. So I can press F8 to convert to symbol, because you need to convert all your images to symbols. So I can say modify symbol or shape. Okay, sorry, convert to symbol. I call it symbol 2. That is to correspond with image 2 there. And so you see symbol 2 here. So I go ahead to work on the last one, and I just say modify, convert to symbol, and I give it a name symbol 1, and that is just fine. So I go ahead to display everything. So the next thing I want to do is to set the brightness to very light. That is, I'm going to fade the image in this very point, because as the images are coming in, they are fading in. The first one fades in, fades out. The next one fades in, fades out. So it creates an illusion of a slideshow there. So I go ahead to select everything. You can either use drag, or you click on the first one, hold down the shift key and click on the last one. So right now I've selected everything, and I want to insert a keyframe here. So I go ahead to insert timeline keyframe. So this means between frame 1 and 20, the first image fades in between frame 1 and 20. Between frame 20 and 50, the first image stays. So I also insert a keyframe there, timeline keyframe. So now between frame 50 and frame 70, the image fades out. So insert timeline keyframe, and that is just fine. So as I told you, in frame 1, the images will be faded. So I go ahead to color, alpha, and I just set alpha to let's leave at 8. Okay, that's just fine. And at the last point, okay, let's just follow it along. From here it fades in, so here we have alpha to be 100. Okay, so it remains bright. The full color remains between frame 20 and 50, so I select here and I click on the alpha at 100, and that is just fine. So at this point is faded, so between frame 50 and frame 20 it gradually fades away, and that is what we want to achieve. So alpha go down to 8. Let's go down to 8. 8 is just fine. So the next step is to add a motion tween, and what it means is a gradual change in the alpha between one frame and the next one. So just between frame 1 and 20, anywhere in between, I insert a motion tween. So if you see frame 1, if you just want to find out, you drag from frame 1, you see it gets brighter. So the same way between frame 20 and 50, we insert a motion tween. Nothing happens because, as we told you, the image remains the same there. So between frame 50 and 70, I also insert a motion tween, and that is just fine. So now the layers are stacked on top of one on top of the other one. So what I will do is I will allow the layers to distribute. That is, one layer runs completely before the next one, but there will be an overlap to create an illusion, a slideshow illusion. So I go ahead to select the last two, hold down the shift, and I'll have to shift it to this place, so you have an overlap just in between. At the point the first image is fading out, just halfway the next image is fading in. So the same thing too, I also move the last image the same way. I move it the same way to create the illusion I want, and just there. So what next? I want to save this as tutorial on my desktop. Flash files have the extension .fla, but eventually we'll create a .swf file, and this is automatically created, and this is the file you can use on your web page, in your movie, or you can just send it across to friends. So I go ahead to save it, and I come to Control, Test Movie. Let's see how it goes. Fades in, it stays, it fades out, the next one comes in and stays, it fades out and the next one comes in and stays, and now the cycle repeats from the first one. And that is just the end of our tutorial. So you see the name of the file is tutorial.swf, and if I look at my desktop, you see a web page is created. Or you can just go ahead to export movie, and you give it a name, tutorial.swf. So it tells me it's already there. I replace it and I say okay. So there, my desktop, I have it. So if I go ahead to double click, I have just allow blocked content, so you can see my slideshow running. So you can always include the slideshow in a web page. Once again, my name is Kindson, and thanks very much for viewing.